Hey everyone. So I had a really interesting experience today because I was on a call with a pianist in New York who is her name is Madeline Bruser or Bruser. I don't know how she pronounces her name. She's American. And she has been teaching. She has a website called The Art of Practicing, and I think that's kind of her company, her brand. And she works with piano and mindfulness, like a mindfulness approach to piano. And I just kind of like hopped on this call with her. She texted me shortly beforehand. She was going to give do a little speech, a little talk on mindfulness and how she works at the piano. And she we got on this call, and she basically we had a conversation. Everybody kind of introduced themselves. Of course, the people who were there, most of them were interested in mindfulness and had a mindfulness practice of some kind or whatever. And she did an exercise, and she had me play something. She had me play a little excerpt. She said, just play 1 minute of music. And so I played the beginning of a Beethoven sonata. And then we did a little mindfulness exercise, which was just amazing. There were kind of 3 components to it. One was connecting with your lineage as a musician, and like all the people who've ever influenced you, teachers, but also just people who've inspired you and connected you to music. And the next one was connecting with our own fundamental goodness, with our own kind of like inner sense of integrity and our inner. What it sort of represented to me was like realize, that thing that is so obvious to us when we're practicing. I mean, maybe for some people it's not obvious when they're practicing, but for me it was like connecting with the heart of music that comes through me, which I know how to connect with. I mean, I'm connected with that most of the time, and I would say performance anxiety is this weird experience of not having access to that. And so she was, the second thing was like connect to that, and then she asked us to connect to the kind of inherent goodness of the audience. And really it wasn't even phrased, I don't remember if it was phrased that way, but she was kind of asking the question like, what is your audience here to see? Like, imagine why your audience is here. What are they looking for? Why are they listening to you right now? Why are they here to hear you? And that was the part of the process that really kind of opened my eyes in a new way, because what I realized, like what came through for me was, I just imagined the Beethoven piece that I was about to play. I sort of like heard it in my head, and it's almost like I was hearing this archetypal expression of the piece. It's like I was hearing the intention of the piece, and realizing that that's what the audience is here for. They're here to connect with the deepest part of the music. And of course that, the nature of that changes when if you want to go from like playing Beethoven to like playing jazz to like a pop musician to like a singer-songwriter or an R&B, like every style of music and every individual performer, the reason the audience is going to be there is going to be obviously somewhat different. But there's a sense in which it's like that deepest part of music. It's like letting the music speak itself. That was the thing I guess that's a good way of phrasing it. Like I realized like they're here to hear this Beethoven speak itself. And if it were my song that I had written, then they would be here to hear that song speak itself, to hear my expression of that song speak itself. And I think there was a kind of like letting it play itself that came through for me, and that I actually felt. As I started to play the second time after the exercise, that's what I felt, at least for a few moments. And that was big. But that was really big, because it's that's something that reliably accessing that and really kind of connecting with the essence of that is big for me, and like I'm also just imagining how that ties into the work I'm doing with my own students, and how I connect them with that. And it's very much the intention that I have and that I've set forth kind of for in our lessons and pods and whatnot. But it was just cool to sort of like go through that process and think about those various, connecting with those various aspects of what this musical moment means, and to really feel a physiological change as a result of that, and a kind of psychological change in how I was approaching the piece. Just what it felt like to play felt different. And then the feedback was definitely like, yeah, it seemed technical the first time, and it seemed really speaking, really openly speaking the second time. And I think that's how it felt too. It felt much more alive when I did it the second time. And that's the thing that I'm really excited to kind of capture and find. I don't know if capture is the right word, but the thing that I'm excited to connect with and find access to in my playing and performing, because I know there's a level of performing and a level of connection to the music when I'm sharing it that I've felt it before, and I've also not felt it before. And I'm kind of really excited about kind of deepening my access to that, and really kind of getting a sense of, this is where the truth kind of lies for me in terms of how I go about this, not just in teaching, also in my own playing. So super cool. Yeah, Madeline Bruser, she's amazing. And I'm doing a masterclass with her in a week or two, which is going to be what I did today times 100. So I'm excited about it. So that was my experience of the day, for sure. Definitely a highlight. So yeah, I look forward to reporting more about this. I feel like I'm heading into a period of really connecting with that performance energy, and that, I hesitate to call it that, because I'm all about this not performance mode thing, but it's just the word we use to talk about sharing and playing music for other people. So I'm excited about that. So yeah, thanks for watching, people. Love you, appreciate you. Have a wonderful day or night or afternoon, and I'll see you very soon.